Hello guys! Welcome to our Enjoy Conversation with a topic domestic violence.
Okay, we hope discussion today raise awareness and help those who might be struggling with this situation. And okay, let's start talking. Yes. Yeah. Okay. For the first, talking about different types of domestic violence and what comes to mind when we hear the term of domestic violence.
When we talk about domestic violence, the first come in my mind is physically harm. Why? Because most of people think physically harm is a domestic violence, but not. Domestic violence is not just physically harm. Domestic violence has many types. The first is physical abuse. The second is emotional abuse, financial abuse, sexual abuse, and the last is social isolation. So, what is physical abuse is? Physical abuse is like hitting, slapping, punching, and something like that. And the emotional abuse is like verbal insults, like threats, and controlling behaviors. And what financial abuse is controlling the victim violence reports, and then sexual abuse in an abusive sexual activity, and the last is social isolation. This is when the abuser isolates the victim from their family and friends.
Yes, usually people think that physical violence is just about hitting and punching, but there's much more than that in the world.
Yes, exactly. Emotionally and psychological abuse, it can be so damaging. So, and this is not noticed. This is not noticed. For example, like when the abuser controlling the victim in every move, in every activity, and that's it abuse too.
Yes. Not to mention financial abuse. When the abuser control all the money, leaving financial powerless and dependent.
So domestic violence is more than just hitting, like
Yes.
it's so scary.
Yes.
So, what the cause of domestic violence occurs in a life, maybe?
If we talk about causes of domestic violence, there are so many causes that we can find, but I just talk you about 3 causes of domestic violence. First one is social and cultural norms, related to the gender roles and toxic masculinity. And the next is economic pressure, related to the financial instability and unemployment. And the last one is mental health and substance abuse. Link between addiction, mental health, and violence. One of the main reasons of domestic violence is about cultural norms. Some places, in some places, men feel entitled to control their partner because their society teach them like that.
Right, and we can't forget about domestic violence. Like the cause is about economic pressures, and when person who feels financially pressures, it can be very dangerous because their stress take out their frustrations in harm ways. So the person take that frustration in harm many ways. So that's dangerous.
So one of the reason is because of economic, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, what the effects of domestic violence from what we talked about earlier?
Oh, if you talk about the effect of domestic violence, it can be very dangerous because I will mention three effect. In this is a most effect. The first is physical and emotional damage. It's like long-term trauma and like and injuries. And don't forget about the effect for the children too, and the effect in social
Mm-hmm.
in social. There's social impact too because the victim can find a proper relationship after that.
Absolutely. Victims often suffer long-term trauma, depression, or maybe anxiety. And children who witness the violence, they carry that emotional baggage toward their life.
Yes, and sometimes children who grow up in abusive households can be abusers themselves, and they're difficult to find a proper relationship after that.
Ooh, poor the children's, right?
Yes.
And what we can to do, what we can to do to help victims of domestic violence are their legal protection in a place.
Yes, there are some way you can do. First is legal protection. You can talk with laws that protect victims, like restraining order or police intervention. The next is support services. Highlight organizations, shelters, or helplines that provide help. And the last one is counseling and rehabilitation. Importance of therapy for victims or not sorry for victim and abusers. And in most countries, there are laws against domestic violence. Victim can get restraining order or take legal action against their abuser.
Yeah, and not forget about the social support system. You can order restraining orders on take legal action, and counseling service are there to provide help and protection.
Oh. So that can you do when you face something like that, guys. Don't be with it, yeah. Don't be with it, guys. And maybe in conclusion, discuss. Domestic violence is an issue that we cannot ignore. It takes many fronts, like from physical harms to emotional control, and maybe affects millions of people in worldwide.
Yes. Yes. If you or someone you know is in abusive relationship, you can ask for help. Speak up, guys. Speak up. Support is available.
Yeah, right. Together, we can make a difference and stop the cycle of violence. Let's continue to raise awareness and create a safer environment for everyone.
So we reach out our end of discussion today, and I hope discussion today can help us better understanding about domestic violence. Thank you for our speaker here for the explanation. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks you for watching, guys. I'm Kamilia Putri Sabina. See you in next video. Bye bye.